We were talking earlier this week about this like PR campaign for billionaires that's been going on this year. As people are starting to talk about wealth taxes, higher estate tax, things like that, there is a pushback to tell us to once again worship our billionaire overlords. And I saw this tweet, which seems perfectly benign. So CNN Business tweeted, Jeff and Mackenzie Bezos donated $2 billion to charity last year, more than anyone else in the world. Which is that good. They donated to charity, and apparently it was to boost nonprofits that help homeless families. That's good. That is good news. But it's not just good news that doesn't exist in any sort of context. I mean, after all, we've been talking about specifically that the charity coming from billionaires is often seems to be used as a way to fend off calls for them to actually pay taxes. And Jeff Bezos in particular gets away with quite a lot when it comes to taxes for him and his corporation. But think about that amount. So Avi Asher Shapiro on Twitter sort of compared that percentage that they donated to what a regular person like you or I would have to donate to do the same thing, 1.5% of their net worth, because these people have more than $100 billion. That's the same as a regular person under 35 donating $160 to charity. Now look, if you're only making, if you're working a minimum wage job and you still find time to donate a couple $100s to charity, that is a very admirable act. But that's not like, you're not Superman, you're not Spider-Man at that point. Like, let's not pretend that because they gave 1.5% of their net worth away, that look, we don't need to have conversations about taxation, about a wealth tax and all of that.
And a lot of that is counterbalanced. Well, I don't really buy into the what percentage of your overall wealth are you giving away? Because if you want it to be a sustainable model year after year, it's going to be based on your income that year and what you're worth any given year as it pertains to how much wealth you're replenishing.
You have over $100 billion.
And I think through that,
income's probably pretty good.
I think there's a different mathematical way to do it because this is $160. It is kind of interesting to say it's $160 from an average millennial who has $11,000. And let's also talk about how $11,000 is not a lot to have because this isn't Gen Z. This is millennials who are now in their 30s. I am the world's oldest millennial and I turned 37 today. So just to put it in perspective, I also want you to know that I share a birthday with Justin Bieber.
That, I think, is the most important thing you will learn today. Amazing fact of the day, brought to you by Brett Ehrlich, related in a spiritual sense to Justin Bieber. And by the way, zooming out from Jeff Bezos, the top 50 donors on the Chronicle of Philanthropy list donated roughly 50% less than last year. Overall donations from the world's 50 top donors dropped from $14.7 billion in 2017 to $7.8 billion in 2018.
Which is precisely the opposite of what they are trying to convince us they would do with a new tax system.
Yeah, which we got. I mean, this is international to be fair, but in the US, their taxes were significantly cut last year and they donated far less.
Yes, that is very frustrating.
That is very frustrating. And also, and again, remember, there are these people running around with gigantic fortunes and all of that and doing some good work for homeless families, but also maintaining a level of staggering wealth that would make the most well-off emperor of the ancient world blush. And we're having conversations about how are we gonna pay to stop people from dying unnecessarily from things that theoretically could be treated. But let's not talk about a wealth tax.
Right.
Okay? Estate tax, come on, let's not go crazy.
Yeah.
It's frustrating.
It is very frustrating. Yeah, I think that this is more, we're better off in terms of talking about how to adjust the income tax system and the capital gains tax system to create what would be more than $2 billion from the Bezoses.
Yeah.
And I think, as Anand Giridharadas told this show multiple times, they're trying to convince us that this is a system that will work. There will be more money and oh my God, the billionaires are philanthropists. We should be so grateful. It's like, I shouldn't have to depend on the generosity of Bezos. I should have a better system that taxes proportionately.
Yeah, you shouldn't have to depend. And according to the most recent numbers, you shouldn't depend because it seems like some of that is drying up too. Thank you very much for watching this clip from The Damage Report. If you liked it, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and ring the bell on YouTube to get notifications of our new videos. And of course, you can catch the full Damage Report live every weekday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific on TYT Network on YouTube TV.